Dowse.
Right.
Monday afternoon here in Prince's Park. Been 2 days now since obviously the second loss in a row against a good side in Taunton. You've had a bit of time to reflect, a bit of time to watch footage back. Give us your assessment of the game now.
The week's been the best one I've ever had, the week. I thought I'd do a good deed on Monday by coming here and going to the funeral, by a great support of the football clubs. I thought if I go to the funeral, it'll show support from the first team. And somebody smashed my car window, I'm here. Then I got a scratch on another car. Then I thought I'd do another good deed by going to Working Man's Club. I forgot with somebody and forgot to put my code in with things. So I got a £90, £100 fine coming in this morning. And just to wrap it off, when I went to Kelvin's, I left Kelvin's, I had 2 flat tyres. How I got the garage, I don't know this morning. I had to go this morning and all that and chug along the tyre. Everybody's going, you got flat tyres? I thought, I freaking know. So apart from that, it's been a great weekend. And but no, I'm alright. I'm fine. It just you need to know what your strengths and weaknesses are as a squad. Obviously, Steve had 2 good teams down here. Got the playoffs twice. So it has some decent players. But sometimes when it happens, you have a hangover. A little hangover. Because at one time last season, they were going to win the championship by October. And everybody thought the championship's done, things like that. But you can see now why we lost so many matches. Not the manager's fault, of course, because it's got to come down to the players as well. The joint thing. It was Achilles heel here, as Achilles heel in the football club, I'm trying to get everybody to switch on how we want to try to go. Where Achilles heel is, how good are we when we're losing games? How good are we when the chips are down at this football club? How good are we when the whole thing's, it's only 4 games gone. How good are we as a unit when the chips are down, we lose games, and how we can pick ourselves up, which we've got to do for players tonight. And how can the players do a little bit more? When on Saturday, I watched the game back at 1-0. In the second half, we were doing well, really well. Played some good football, good positions. When we've ended up doing a mistake by my skipper, who was excellent apart from that, and stopping us for the goal, where I think it was Mercer's own goal, but the centre forward might have got a touch on it. But it's just lost the game. I can get it disappointed. Me, I'm probably the worst one ever interview after a game because I hurt that much. I want everybody to hurt as much as me. I know the supporters have spent a lot of money to come down and watch it. I know the expectancies because, every club I've been to, I've had a promotion, but I haven't got a promotion. The people have done it. The people have got it as a promotion. So I've got to work a little bit hard and get my finger out. I knew, and I've kept a lot back on the budget, quite a lot back, because I knew we needed adjustments. I wanted to find out who had a bit of guts about who hadn't. I wanted to find out who had, because we've got some unbelievable footballers, but we need some legs to go with that as well. Old-fashioned legs who get on the pitch and give it easy to these players who have got to play. I'm disappointed in some. At the minute, I thought we had 3 good performances. I thought we'd done well against Bath City. I thought we'd done well. Chestnut, I thought we'd done very well against Havant. I thought it was harsh. And even Saturday, thinking 1-0 up is, we've just been looking at the video now. It ain't not a problem. But losing a game like that is a problem. So it's me trying to work out the whole club's. I'm trying to do things different from the last manager or the last whatever he's doing, all the rest of it. But I know that I've got to compete as well, which I will do. I've got a plan how to build the club from top to bottom to try to get United front all round, so it's us against everybody else. Yes, I need a little bit of time to do that. Should I make some more signings in pre-season? No, because I want to see what this lot had, because there's 46 games this year, not 42. So I have to find out, yes, I need to make some adjustments this week and so on, but I wouldn't just sign any players. Yes, some players need some pressure on their places, but I'm a big believer that in football you drop yourself, so I don't want to make 6 or 7 changes. I'd rather make 1 or 2, and some of them probably drop themselves on Saturday a little bit by letting the club down. I thought I got the pre-match bit wrong, where we stayed at a hotel, but it wasn't good enough. That's my fault. It wasn't quite right for the players. We took 2 hours to get the food, and the beds were like 1 double bed, 1 shared thing, and it wasn't right, so I think that's not very good by me and my preparation, to be honest. I think I maybe 1 or 2 changes to freshen things up, because we looked a bit leggy in the second half. I think that's down to me as well, to be honest. Full responsibility for results, because the manager has problems. I call players, but nobody else does. So if I have a rant after games, it'll be because I want to try to protect the players, because everybody will ever go on me and put the pressure on me then, which I think is right, to be honest, in the football club. Everything, the job I love being around the players, and stuff, and seeing different things going on, and I want to be massively part of that. And I think people's got to trust that. My record in the leagues is very good, and we've got to trust in it. Yes, people say, why did they take a job for when they've had 2 not promotions and playoffs, and it all be because some of the lads not only a 10-game thing, get knocked out of the playoffs again. It's always got to be a mental thing on them because they haven't had much break in the summer. I need to see them and try to lift them the best I can and add to it. And also, I just think on Saturday was a massive pullback because, like I say, how did we go and going to win a championship to being just going into the playoffs and getting, beat off Chipping and whatever? Because I feel as though the Achilles heel in the club's a bit like that. I feel as though I've got to get that better, and it's got to come from me, so I've got to get my finger out to do that. I feel as though I've got to get one or two more umps in the team, like the two centre halves who, wear the hearts on the sleeves all the time. I don't think we've got too many players who are like that, even though I think we've got some very talented players. I think, it's the things we've got to work on. We've got to go on the training ground tonight to work on Thursday as well. So is it not wrong? No. Can we do a little bit more things right? Yeah, I do. But like I say, it's a joint thing, so I've got to get my finger out. I hope the club will help as well. We need the fans because we do appreciate what we give. To know that it's a little bit of a change in curve a little bit, and then they want to be successful. There's things going around about maybe he's not wanting to get promotion this year. I wouldn't have took the job otherwise. I wouldn't have took the job if I didn't think we could get promotion, or how we do it doesn't matter if you finish 7th or finish 1st. Try to compete in the league this season and next to get out of the league. I'm very much left to me own. I'm very stubborn and do my own thing. I don't let any interference comes unless it's from part of my staff. And the club's backed that. First person to call us on the weekend when I was on the coach was Steve. And Tony, they've been fantastic. I can't praise all them enough, to be honest. And the committees are great, and Jay, the groundsman, will get people smiling again. And that's my job to lift the club again. So if anybody's got any problems, no problem, they can come see me in the bar, and I'll try to do honestly I possibly can. But I know how to run a football club. I know how to be successful because you get everybody together. We just haven't quite got that yet, but that'll take a while, which I knew it would. So now's the time to get 1 or 2 in. Now's the time to try to push the game and get a say what will gel. And like I say, I watched the game back, and there was 1 or 2. 1-0 up, you ain't a problem in the game at all. Not a problem at all. We don't look like conceding, we don't look like they're doing. We captain makes his first mistake of the bloody game. We score, all of a sudden, we're giving the ball away, we're panicking, we're going long, we're doing this, we're doing that. And before you know it, we're 2-1 down and went out with a little bit of a limp, to be honest. So, there's a few things Will's had to play for a lot of pain barrier. Because I know some people are shouting at me to get him up at the end, but he's had a big strap on his ankle, so you can't obviously run, so we couldn't get him up. But you're not trained tonight, so hopefully you'll be alright for Saturday. If not, we'll adjust that situation. David, hopefully you'll be okay, who limped off with a whack on the knee. That's football. And, like I say, we week ahead with things like that. But you've got to pick yourself up, you've got to pick the club up, and I will do. And we've got to be here ready to fight the game. And it's a long season, and, we know what we're doing here, and the club knows what it's doing. So everybody's got to stick in. I understand the disappointments, I understand people paying hard-earned money to come watch the game and get beat how like that, and I understand that. I do, so apologies to them, because I know what's like, when there's not a lot of money around now, and they've got families that are taking, and they're taking time off, and they're spending money on coaches, and they're spending money to support us away, and I think we've got to be a bit more appreciative of that. I don't know what, after that I bet you'll be a bit disappointed. I don't look at forums or websites and else, I don't know what the reaction's been, but I imagine there'll be a few disappointed people, but we'll crack on. There's no problems, there's no panic, there's nothing, and like I say, we've got another 42 games to put it right. Yeah,
you've been at the club now for a few months here at Princess Park. You spoke with quite a lot of passion, and you spoke about your vision for this club when you first came in.
Yeah.
Have you seen that come through in the first few months?
Yeah, it'll take 6 months to a year to know what I'm about, I think, to be honest, because I wanted to change the club completely, and if it's not what the last management, or the management before that, or when Tony was there, if I'm not successful as them, it's pointless doing it. But I believe in having the club together. I believe that'll take time. I wanted, I was good. The girls got beat on Sunday. We want to believe in the academy. We want to believe, not only if we're good enough. We want to believe in the community. We want to try to get the kids on the pitch, which we're starting to do again. You want to share hands with supporters, and people are coming here and talk to sponsors every single game before or after. I'll not hide from anybody. Yeah, the vision is to get everybody believing in the same thing. The Dartford fighting through thick and thin. Somebody gets kicked, everybody limps, and that's the way it is. But it's got to stop by. We've got to win football matches as well, a long way. But my biggest thing was getting beneath everybody and saying, listen, I'm here for a long run. I'm here to do well for a football club. There's no ego here. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to be anywhere. All of my ambitions to try to get Dartford promotion. We believe we can do it. I wouldn't have took the job otherwise. And I love the club. When I'm here, I'm really enjoying my time here. And then obviously we result on Saturday killed us. I didn't speak all weekend and all the rest of it, but I'm back again Monday, ready to go again. So yes, my vision will not change. I just feel so we've got to get respect to the committee members, be people behind the bar, the kids who come on a Saturday where we're allowed in the office and talk to Martin Taylor and people like that. We're allowed on the pitch to kick about. It's important that we go and we watch, the young kids training down the road, like on a match day, I always go down and watch a little kiddies play, which I love and all that, you know. And then you got to bring them in the, yes, I'm disappointed. Yes, I am a different creature in the change room. I am, where I can be a bit on it and a bit too forward, but that's me. You know what I mean? I say things because I want everybody to hurt as much as me, and all the rest of it. Then we'll have a calming down period of will tonight. We'll get the players. We've got some good players and some good lads. It just we just got to show a little bit more desire. And is it a hangover from last year or last 2 years or 3 years when they've done very well down here? We've got to make sure our hangover goes, and them players have got to let it go as well, because unfortunately we never got promotion last year. Unfortunately we never won the league in October. Unfortunately we never got in. We've had 2 great years down here, or good years, and it's up to us to continue that, to be honest, you know. So yeah, but I'm well aware I can suss people out quite quick and suss players out quite quick, and I know where we are.
Yeah, I spoke to Ben Greenhow earlier today, academy manager at Dartford, and he said there's a real buzz around the first years, second years, third years about this pathway that's been emerging. That's got to be something that, since you've joined, that you've kind of established, that you're really proud of.
I'm proud of that. When I say when he come in, Sam's come in and done very well. I didn't have his best game Saturday, but he's done well. Brody was with one Saturday, young Tom was with one Saturday, Morgan was with one Saturday, but because they've done well, and they've signed up the deals. I'll be proud if I get 4 or 5 in, if they're good enough, but one's doing it at the minute and who's doing very well. But it's a pathway, that's not the only pathway, like the pathway is great, because I want to talk, like, the other day, there's a funeral here, which I went to, and a couple of young kids were outside dying for a drink. I said, down in the office and get something out of you. I want them to have a feel that, no fear over me, and stuff. But that's one pathway. The community is another pathway. The sponsorships are another pathway. The people on the streets is another pathway there. I can't do everything at once, but I'm building bridges all the time. I'm trying to build the bridges. I want to make everybody believing in the same pathway. Support us. We've got to have a more feel for players, know who the players are. If there's any things about, I always come down here after games, so I gather that some supporters go upstairs for a drink as well. I didn't know that, so maybe it's another thing where I send the players upstairs, or I'll come upstairs as well. If anybody's got a problem, you know where I am. The doors are always open. So there's 6 or 7 pathways. You need the people, and you need your staff around you. And and I keep praising the staff, and we need a bit of love and care. Supporters do as well. There's no good having all these pathways we don't win football matches. All these 6, 7 pathways I'm trying to do, and I've got all written down, everything I'm trying to achieve. And the girls' teams come into this, and the community come into this, and the sponsors come into this, and the directors do, and the chairman does, and you do, and things like that. If we all have the same pathway in the club, we'll not be far off. It takes a little time to build. I can't do it in 5 minutes, but when I first walked in the door, I felt as though there was a massive gap between everything. All I'm trying to do is bring it together. But the main thing now is that I'm starting to do it, and I think some people are starting to believe what I'm trying to do. I just need to get the football team right, and that's my biggest job. Yeah.
If we turn our attention back to the first team now, you spoke on Saturday about potentially getting a few more bodies in.
Yep.
To maybe give us some legs. Can you speak about what you've kind of got in the pipeline?
Because we've got some massively talented players in the team, and I love watching them play. But when I just watched Saturday, we need a couple of others, because a good footballer doesn't play the game the right way, and great players, but you sometimes need legs around them, like old-fashioned legs. So I'm after a couple of them who can come in, and then instead of having 2 players with talent in there, you might get 1 in there, but 1 and then 2 talented players have got to try to compete with our players. I just haven't got it yet. I haven't got the competitiveness for places. What I would like, my first job was to sort the players out who I believe from last season were good enough to sign them. Then see if they have got a hangover. Then see if they're up for another battle, because I've had 2 clicking hard battles. Then I need to challenge the 2 centre-halves for a place I do. Then I need to challenge my goalkeeper for a place I do. I need a midfield challenge with legs in there I do. And another wide one or top one. So I know exactly where we are, but the only thing I wouldn't do is just getting 26 trials down, 26 players and say, I need to have that time to sort out what we're like in league games. I need to do that, because if I didn't, I'll be thinking, we're all right, and when I've done all my budget, I've got quite a lot of my budget left I have, so I've done it on purpose and all that. Hopefully if I had won 4 games, I wouldn't be having this conversation at this minute. But it's nice to know now that we need a bit of legs in there. It's nice to know now we've got to add to what we've got and all that. We've got some, like say, very good players. We need to know now who is up for a battle when things go wrong. And like I say, that was Achilles' heel here, and stuff like that. But I've got some talented players, and like I say, the club's done very well in the last 2 years. It's up to me to continue that, but in a different way. That's all it is. If I don't do it, I don't do it next year. But I think 2 years fair to get me stamp on it and all that. Then you get somebody else in doing it and all that. I've got a massive belief in my ability and what I've managed. I just don't go shouting about it. I'd rather keep it to myself what I'm trying to do. And if things go wrong in these forums, come and have a crack at me. There's no problem at all. I'm in charge of it, and I make decisions. And like I say, I didn't think I got the prep right where we were, how we'd done it on Friday. It took us 6 hours to get there and all. it was a holiday inn and we're at the pub. We couldn't have a room. Pretty much all the things I should have done beforehand, not realising, to be honest. So I've made a massive copper as well. So if I learn by that, and everybody learns by that, then if I make mistakes, I've got to learn them. You know what I mean? It's every career. I've had a great career in management. I just want to continue, and I want to continue here. So it just makes you more determined. That's all. You don't sleep the whole weekend because you're hurt. I can't hurt tonight because I've got to get players up for us. I'm getting them in the room. We're going to go through the mistakes we've made and how we can improve, and little things on that. I choose a little bit to like that, but. Yeah, and after games, I remember, I think I taught yourself after the game was after the game straight away on the camera, okay. So after games, I've just had a crack at the players, and probably what I said to the players, and people may say it's the wrong thing to do, but I honestly believe if I do it, then it just covers them a little bit, and it'll come on to me, Dowse shouldn't do that, and it just breaks free, so the thing will be on to me then, what's Dowse going to do about it, and I want that, so any problems come to me, the players need every support, if there's any thing what's going on, shout at me, you know what I mean, it's football and all that, and I'm big enough to take it, and I've been in it a long time, but at the end of it, when I do get all these pathways there, and I do get everybody believing what we'll do, I think we'll be a successful football club. It's just going to take a little bit of time, that's all.
Yeah. Bank holiday now, and that means 2 fixtures for us. It's a tough challenge to balance two games in almost 2 days. How do you reckon we'll do it?
Well, they are, by getting 1 or 2 bodies in, that will kind of help, and we will do by the weekend. When it's up to players, like when I was playing, I would die to play every game, but nowadays, I've got fear, it's too much 2 games, and when I played, I remember at Millwall, I played once in the afternoon for reserves in the youth team at night time, you wanted to play games. Now, in the good old days, used to play on the 26th and 27th, and all of a sudden, ones from above come in and they say, you can't play 2 games in 3 days, and obviously they'll get told up by different people and scientists and all that, and stuff like that, but it never happened to me. I played 2, so I just think the mentality around the club's got to change a bit, where, yes, it's a big club, Dartford, and it should possibly be in the next league up with a bit of love and care and hope, but it's not good going up, you're going to come back down again. It needs building, it does, but it's like, I just don't want to be alright. I want pressure about Saturday's game because I deserve pressure because I've just lost 2 games. At this place and all that, it's a little bit like, we'll be okay, we'll be fine. No, let's make sure we're okay, and you've got to play 2 games in 48 hours, that's what you do. If I've got to manage rightly and switch 1 or 2, but why wouldn't you want to be a player and play 2 games? But yes, how the modern game's gone, I'll probably have to make a few changes, and there's people in on the bench trying to get in, so that ain't a problem. And there's people on the bench now who probably demand to get in next week. And the loan signings are big, because there will be loans at the minute. The loan signing I've been after will come in and play, and all that, There's 1 more coming down tonight. If it was sign him as well, then 2 will play. So it's just trying to get the only thing I haven't got, which will get another 10% in everybody, is challenges all around the pitch to play. I just feel it's been too easy to go in the team. But I just keep on repeating myself, I needed to do that to find out what people had about them. And I found out now, it's took 4 games now, and I believe I found the thing, what they're good at, what they're bad at, what they need, what they don't need, how you talk them, because some things you can get into them, which I've done, and we've got a reaction against Bath, and we've got a reaction against Cheshunt, and we've got a reaction at half time against Havant, but didn't get the action on Saturday. That's something I've got to think of in my management style. So I think all the time with the game now and football nuts, and like I say, even though the week I've had, you come back flying, and I'll be flying tonight, and the lads will be flying too, and hopefully we'll go and attack these games on Saturday against a good Worthing side who hasn't lost, against a good Hemel side who are 2-0 up against Welling Cruise on Saturday. We're not that way we are. But if we're going to be this, will be okay, it's going to take 2 years. I said, no, we want to do it now. We want to do things as quick as we can. It's just going to be a little bit patient around the place, but I know what I'm doing, and we'll be fine.
Lovely. Cheers, guys.
Okay, no problem.